surfing like the maxing OB days already, I'd paddle out on my lay down board. And I was super frustrated with that because you get, like, you've seen it a million times, like the guy's right on the peak and he drops down to the bottom and then the wave outruns him and he just gets murdered. And I was like so bummed on that. And so that as soon as I started stand-up paddling, that immediately clicked, like, oh wow, like I could make every section. And that was just, it was like pretty early on, before I could really even stand up paddleboard very well. I knew right away that it was going to work in really big waves, because the way you can get in and angle, because on the lay down board you're kind of like trying to catch into the wave, and so you can't really angle super hard. But on a SUP you can angle as you're taking off, and like as you're dropping you can really angle to the shoulder so that you can make the long sections. And then super useful at Ocean Beach, because it's like, though you're not really usually in the right spot because it's so big, so you're usually too deep. And then if you can like get a little bit over while you're paddling and then angle on the takeoff, then you can make the long sections. And that's in the beginning, and then after a while, like, you just start going the wrong way, and it's super sick.
Been a long time coming, and I know you can't believe that it came to an end. Yeah. Feeling lonely, and I know it don't help when your long time buddies don't wanna be more than friends. All we want to know is where we stand. All we want to know is where we stand. Been a long time running, and I see you resurrection, and they want something real, yeah. Been a long time waiting, and I know you're still debating, but I got a feeling that I can't conceal. Taking our lives, gonna blow it all away. Want to better feel. Taking our lives, gonna wish it all away. Want to better feel. Won't you show me what it's like? Won't you got me?
I don't know, it was like I started doing it to strengthen my core, and then I just realized that I could catch these big waves in places that I couldn't catch them on a normal gun. So I started fiddling around at some like outer reef spots in Pacifica. Yeah, just there, brought the board up to OB, and it just kind of blew my mind. When you look at them on film, it looks like you're going really slow. They look like really slow and lumbery, but how deep you can take off, and you can keep paddling even on the wave. So if there's a closeout section, you can just paddle across and paddle through it. So then, you know, I'd surfed a regular board at Mavs, so like I can't remember what birthday it was, but I just told myself, all right, my next birthday I'm gonna just go out at Mavs and see what happens.
Won't you show me what it's like? Won't you guide me towards the light? Won't you love me, treat me right? Won't you take me with you tonight? With you tonight? whether we wanna let it go too far. Feeling it while I'm feeling rock steady. In a short time I can learn a bit about the girl you are. Taking our lives, gonna know it all the way. Won't do better feel. Taking our lives, gonna wish it all away.
I don't know, probably 7-8 years ago, I moved from San Francisco down to Half Moon Bay, and I was used to surfing every day, shortboarding. I've shortboarded for, I don't know, 25 years, and I was looking for something else to keep me in the water every day because the waves here aren't really consistent. You got to drive. There are a lot of different options, but you got to drive a certain amount of time, and I got a pretty busy life. I can't spend a lot of time driving. When I go surf, and so I was looking for something to open up days that you couldn't really shortboard or wasn't really good for it. A few years ago, we started getting into riding bigger waves, and that was one of I think that was one of the like really interesting things about stand-up paddling. That's one of the things that attracted me to it, is that it was something different, because I kind of felt like I was reaching this plateau after a couple decades of shortboarding, where I'm not getting any younger. I'm an okay surfer, and I just I wanted something different. I want something something should challenge me in a different way. And stand-up paddling was definitely, like, physically, mentally, and just like it was all a little different. A lot of similarities, but a lot of differences too. I really like riding regular boards. I really like riding SUPs. So conditions, crowd, what I feel like doing. I don't have a hard set rule. I take both boards with me when the waves are big, and I just ride whatever I kind of feel like riding that day.
We're going all the way. Without a limit, we're going all the way. You're telling me you got some places to go to. I don't think you're gonna leave. Think you're gonna stay. I think you're gonna stay. Think you're gonna stay.
So I remember like trying out like the first session I had at Mavericks on a stand-up paddleboard, which I do not recommend to anybody. I think it's a really bad idea.
And I got my first wave, and I go, oh yeah, and I paddled right back out, and I sat even farther inside, and I'm like, I'm gonna own this place.
And I think it was the first or second wave, I did one of these free fall down the face, reconnect, and then stick the nose at the bottom over the handlebars, hit really hard, sucked aboard the falls, beat really bad, and and I hit my board on the way down, like gashed my shin.
And then I turned around, and all of a sudden I was paddling, and the crossway went, and I fell right in the pit, like in the worst possible, like right where the boil is. I fell,
and so I was bleeding underwater, and after coming up from just like this real, this pretty significant beat down, come up to see the lip in the next wave, like just feet from hitting me. I didn't even have time to get underwater. Just how my paddle went, like just got like a half a breath, and the thing just landed right on me, just beat me again. And I came up from that, and I think there was one or two more.
And I jumped back up on my board, and I looked up, and the lip was coming down, and I just got blown up.
It was just, it was really, really bad.